Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. We're only about 150 subscribers away from me being able to apply for monetization. And as I have promised Earth Creature, for every subscriber milestone, we will be revealing one of my pets. And then when we have no more pets in the house, I will reveal myself. So, this is up to you. If you all want to ever see my face, please like and subscribe. Anyways, today is about, did I fix my portfolio or did I just make it worse? Because, it's always a possibility. But I will walk you through what I was thinking, and here we go. So, the first thing, I guess, we'll start with retirement today. Because last week I did buy from the wrong part of my portfolio. I thought I was buying the SPY from my Roth, and it was not. So I went to go sell a call off of my SPY on Friday, and I got the warning message that we're not actually allowed to do leaps in our retirement account. So there's no reason for me to have this thing that loses value over time. The only reason I would do it is to do something like XPay, where because the stock market rose, I was able to get money from it. It's not because the option itself had value. So that's a pretty much very quick, let's just sell it while I can make a profit for that I know about. And so this might be a little high. It might not exactly get filled. Let's just replace this order. We'll do, okay, fine, one dot, fine, I guess. I'm not making as much money as I could, but you're selling your right to buy 100 shares of us and you're paying a 3-cent thing. Yeah, I'm making like $200 total. We're done. We're good. Okay. This is off my chest. I don't have to think about it anymore. I'm probably going to take the majority of this and just put it into the Round Hill funds, because they overall are beating the underlyings, and they pay you when things go bad too. So like they thrive off of volatility. I think that it'll be good for my retirement account to be resilient in that way. I am pretty far off from being retirement age, so I could do other things, but I was also thinking about just straight up purchasing TQQQ and doing covered calls off of that. And then in that way, because it's about the same amount of money that I was using for this SPY call, like it's literally the same amount of money, and just doing covered calls of that and trying to beat QDT. So maybe that will be the move that I do, because I know that leveraged is more risky, but when it comes to selling puts, at least because of the higher volatility, you get higher premiums. But if you're just trying to beat the regular as the benchmark, you can put it pretty far out of the money, and you might not win every time, but at least you're getting like relatively more money. So that's how I'm feeling about it. I might do one to TQQQ contract and try that in my retirement account, and then everything else will just be in Round Hill, and we'll just continue doing the tree. Not the tree. What am I talking about? Like my options wheel that I like to do. It's not really called. It's like a modified recapture strategy, I guess you would call it, or daisy chain. But I do like using like what I get from my XDTE, QTTE, and RDDE to pay for the distributions from that to go into the next paying yield max fund, and then the yield max funds go into my round hill funds, and it just feeds off of each other. So I think, well, I have fiat. I may have gotten out of all of my YMAX and YMAG, so I might go, well, I feel like Round Hill is just around the corner for their single stock ones, and I would rather hold out for those than do YMAX and YMAG, but there's nothing wrong with having, 5 of them. It's fine. We'll figure this out. I think that these are the better long-term investments rather than YMAG and YMAX. Just putting that out there. But, so what did I do with my investing, my regular taxable account? Because we were doing okay. I was trying to do the basically a leap where I don't know why Robinhood is so slow today. Is it my computer? Is it my internet? I don't know. But I like how it's making us hold our breath in anticipation. But anyway, so I bought that SPY option accidentally, and I was doing covered calls on it. And on Friday, I had to roll it out because it was in danger of getting, called. But I rolled it out to, it was expiring tomorrow. And today I went to roll it over for 2 days, like on the 14th again. And it said that I didn't have enough shares to be able to, like, I could only have one contract out at a time. So I was like, well, that's weird, because I was able to roll it like 2 or 3 other times. Well, I only got it on Wednesday last week. So I've rolled it twice with no issue. But today it was an issue. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll just buy to close it, and I'll have, I'll have it, and then I'll be able to put out my call, because then it'll be sold, and it's still telling me I don't have enough, I have like 0 shares to be able to sell. So maybe that's just because it is Veterans Day. Thank you all for your service, and their offices are closed, so maybe it just hasn't been processed or something. So I'll come back tomorrow and see what's going on with that. I think Bitto is also one of those that I don't particularly want to sell my shares. But we're at 22.93. This is at, where are we? Yeah, so the problem is when you're in the money like that, it costs so much money to get out of the position that I would be better off just selling it at $21. I only paid like $19 for it, so that's probably more than what I would pay or have gotten in a distribution for this month. And then after the next distribution, I can pay to get it back. It's the same thing with my MSTY position. I was going to try to roll it over, but right now it's at $31. It would cost me $4 to close it. That's more than what the distribution would be for it, so I did say that I wanted less MSTY. Well, I mean, I don't want less MSTY. I want my portfolio to be more balanced as we put everything into MSTY. So, can't have it both ways. So if this gets assigned and well, if it hasn't been sold by Friday afternoon, I will ask them to not execute it. I'm not sure if how that works, but if they could not execute that, that would be great. But otherwise, I'll have 600 shares. I will have $3,000 more in my collateral, and then I will be able to, repurchase more of the XDDE, RDDE, and QDDE because I had to sell it to buy the SPY option. If the SPY option is still broken tomorrow, like I can't do a cover call on it, I will also sell this SPY and just recommend that people do Roundhill if they want to get cover calls from 0 day to expiration. So there were a few things. I did reach out to Robinhood on Friday. I did ask about MSTY, and they said that it wasn't anything I did wrong in my portfolio, that was just how they reevaluated MSTY, and that will just be the margin going forward, the margin maintenance. And then we're not allowed to do shorting stocks at Robinhood. So I don't remember what the exact conversation was around that, but I do know, it was because I asked about, is there a limit to the do not exercise request? And they don't really have, they don't have a limit to how many times, but because of the 0 day expiration and the risk factors, that you're not allowed to short a stock. So that's why they do it. I was just very surprised the first day because I was very well out of the money and they still charged me $5 to close it. So I wasn't very impressed with that, which in turn caused me to be more aggressive with my call because, if you have to, I was only shooting for 6 cents a day, but because I also would have had to pay $5 to close the option at the end of the day, now I'm looking for 11 cents, which is, more in the money than I wanted. And so I had to make more aggressive calls. And then, of course, because it was more aggressive, then it became more in the money. So then I pushed it forward to expire. It was on Friday, so it was on Tuesday. And so I just went to go roll it over for 2 days again. And it was just you can't do that. There's no money. So I'm not, what I would have loved to do is just, I guess since they're telling me to cool my jets, tomorrow I can start with the 0 day expiration again, and it'll just close at the end of the day, and I'll be able to put out another call tomorrow with it being cleared. So I guess that's a lesson learned. So many lessons, so many things. So, yes, I definitely like doing puts more than I like calls at the moment. I feel like because MSTX has shot up, it was at, $27. And so I felt like I would rather put out a $2,700 option than pay, $9,000 that TQQQ is. However, MSTX is now also at $8,000 something for 100 shares, right? So MSTX is a 2x MicroStrategy. I keep saying 1.75. Anyways, it's $84 right now. But TQQQ is $83. So if I'm going to purchase 100 shares, I would rather it be TQQQ, even though if you look at the options, you can get a higher premium right now from MSTX for basically the same price. This is apples to apples at this point, because Um, okay. If we're talking about covered calls, and it's at $82, we want it to be, not in the money. So it would be like, we'll just say like $87 here. So we can get $1.27-ish. So if we go here and do here at $90, like, would you rather have 63 cents or would you rather have $700? Like, would you rather have $64 or would you rather have $690? And so it's hard to argue because MSTX has a 200% volatility. And also, TQQQ has a lower maintenance margin by 5%. And I don't know, like, I like MSTX. I like MicroStrategies. And we are in the midst of a bull run. I think, well, we haven't seen like the pinnacle of the bull run yet, but it's also going to crash super hard. So I'd rather not be holding the bag at $90 when it's going to go back down to like $20 at some point in the next probably 6 months. But I mean, TQQQ, you could say the same thing, except I was probably going to spend, I did spend, $8,000 on a SPY call, so may as well just own TQQQ and sell calls off of it, and it's not like a leap if they're going to be weird about rolling over things. But I think it was just the way that I went to go roll it over the first time, the SPY option. And when it didn't let me do that, I did, I closed it first, and then I was just going to sell to open again, and I just don't think it's been cleared yet. So, yeah, I'm making moves that I don't, like, I should have just kept MSTY and chilled out. But I mean, it is 50% of my portfolio, and I can recognize that is a little ridiculous. So even though I want to, like, this is how a lot of the speculators, people that are new to investing, they get into trouble because, like, yeah, MSTY is doing like a 200% return. Like, why would I not just pile all of my money into it, but then it's not going to last forever, and then I didn't diversify, and then, my entire account get wiped out. And so I don't want to get wiped out. So I was just trying to make a little extra money on top of stuff, but it didn't work out that way. So I'm not losing money. I just am not having as much of a profit as I could have. So I made the choice when I put out that MSTY call, and I made that choice when I put out that BIDO call. So I'll take it, and if I just have to rebuy shares at a cheaper price and start buying puts, then I'm not sure what Robinhood's doing, but they're all out of the office. It's not like they can fix it. So, but yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting week. And I do hope, just for this week, that MSTY chills out the F out. that we can just be below. You have my permission, MSTY, to just go below $31 per share, like overnight. That would be amazing. And just stay at under $30 for the rest of the week. I would be okay with that too. I will be buying some fiat if I wind up selling my MSTY shares, and then I'll just buy it back after the next distribution, which should be amazing because it was at $31, and I know it was from 7 weeks, and we had a $4 distribution, but now it went from, $28, $27 to $35. So we should be able to see some of that profit, hopefully. But if not, I guess I could start putting out puts against MSTY, but it makes more sense to put out puts against MSTR. Or, well, yes, it does make more sense to do MSTR, but MSTX is what I meant to say. Because, yeah, sure. Anyways, I think I've rambled enough. I am optimistic for this week. And it might hurt to lose some of these Bitcoin positions, but we will get my round hill better. And after distributions, I'll probably get to 100 shares of Ulti in case it ever gets enough volume that it makes sense to do cover calls on it. And yeah, hopefully we'll have another spectacular distribution from MSTY next time, because I'm already at a quarter of it paid off in 3 months. That's ridiculous. So the more MSTY that I can have paid off through the distributions, the more MSTY I can have. So anyways, I will talk to you later. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me, and yeah, we'll get through the week.